Hey y'all, coming to you from my New York studio situation, my mobile setup happening here. So I'm really excited about my new Audigo microphones, which allow me to do these videos better with better audio now, especially when I'm recording them for the podcast. So yeah, really excited about that. I'm trying to figure out the angles here. Oh my gosh. So it's a work in progress, y'all. It's a work in progress. But I wanted to just introduce briefly my conversation with Katya Eckert of Domani Sleep. She's incredible. I got an opportunity to see her in real life in person earlier this week and shoot some footage for my Instagram reel to promote this episode of the podcast. And it was such a delight. I'm going to have the full video of that at the end of this podcast. So if you want to stick around after Katya and I have our conversation on Zoom, you can stick around and see what it was like when we got together in person. So yeah, so it's a little bit of an extended episode situation. Maybe I'll put it up as a separate video. TBD, still working that out as I speak. So anyway, please consider becoming a subscriber to my Substack, hellarader.substack.com. It would go a long way in helping me continue the work that I'm doing to amplify women's voices and record their stories and more talk about specific subjects that pertain specifically to women's health, starting over in life, inhabiting our bodies. Just all the mental gymnastics around a lot of that stuff, shame, money. Yeah, I'm going to get into a lot of those topics down the road here over the next few months. And intermittently be having these conversations with women founders, women entrepreneurs of all sorts. So please help support the work I do. It would really go a long way. You can also follow me on Instagram at Hella Rader, and certainly listen to the podcast, the Stories That Sparkle podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. So rate, review, follow, subscribe, all the things goes a long way. So, but for today, I really just want you to have a rest, take a break with me and Katya, and sit back, listen in, or watch as we chat about and nerd out about really textiles, fabrics, supply chain, and all that went into setting up, building, and running Domani Sleep, and her mission to help women feel good in their bodies as they rest and also take care of their bodies and their skin. So yeah, lots of amazing stuff going on in this episode. So please stick around, listen in, watch along, and look forward to seeing you back here next time. Mwah. Thank you for joining me, Katya. I of course, came across your PJs via Mandy Dixon at ADH Menopause Therapist. She's just awesome. She is the best. I was able to record with her on site in Dallas in September. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, when I saw her, of course, post about your PJs, I was like, what? I must immediately reach out to her. This is incredible. So but I just wanted to hear a little bit more about your story and how this even got started, because this was not where you started in the world of sleepwear.
Not at all. Not at all. I was just, as I was like getting hair and makeup ready for this, I was thinking about like how, sorry to start off on a tangent, but it's like, how as you get older, like every year, at least for me, it's like I feel like I finally figured this thing out. And then like even just like a year goes by and you're like, I knew nothing last year, nothing at all.
I know. Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I just recently, like, I've only been doing this not even a year, the podcast specifically, and it's part of a bigger life change and ending of career and all of this thing. And just recently, I was sitting there like, oh, if I had only done this last year, and if I had just known such and so, I'm like, yeah, but you couldn't have known that then. And you know it now. And so now it's just part of the evolution. But yeah, I do that all the time. I'm like, what? Oh, I can't believe I thought I knew something then. I didn't know anything. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Mhm.
And you would think as the decades progress, at some point you'd catch on.
Right. You're like, nope, it doesn't get any easier or change. That's the one constant. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So I was in institutional finance prior to this. I worked for a broker dealer. We traded equity derivatives. I cold called hedge funds and I pitched trades, and that was my life. Um, and I had my daughter when I was 36, and it was also coincidentally around the time of COVID. And I had the most insane night sweats. And I think, when for at least for me, and I know that this is a fairly common experience, but you just feel like so much change when this baby comes, not in like just the taking care of the baby, but just emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything is different. And it's so hard to kind of just catch up. And the physical aspects can be quite intense. And so I was sweating so much. I didn't know what was happening to me. No one explained to me that you gain, 50% blood volume when you're pregnant and has to go somewhere. That's why sweating postpartum is such a common thing. Um,
Oh,
and
see,
then,
I did not know that because I never had kids. And I just recently had a conversation for the podcast with someone. We were talking about postpartum.
yeah.
And she's like, yeah, all the things you don't know, and sleep being so important, but also,
Yeah.
the postpartum depression is more than just what we conceive of it. Like it's all this hormonal change is
Oh my
happening. And
goodness.
all these other isms can pop out. Anyway, it just made me think of like, right, like you don't think about those things. And who knew that, yeah, your blood's like all kinds of whacked out and has to go somewhere.
Completely, completely. And I mean, the postpartum depression and anxiety and intrusive thoughts, that's like a whole other subject. That's so taboo still, like so taboo.
Yes.
Um, but I was really suffering, and I was breastfeeding my daughter in the middle of the night, and I was waking up multiple times a night to feed her, but I was also waking up multiple times a night when I wasn't waking up to feed her to change my pajamas. And I was ordering pajama after pajama after pajama. Nothing was satisfying. Like I didn't feel comfortable, I didn't feel beautiful, I didn't feel like it was working. A lot of it was synthetic, or it was just like really crappy quality that it pilled, and it just felt like I was just throwing money to the wind. And I wouldn't say my hormones ever went back to normal after that. Like my nights, I never really recovered from night sweats, not like at that severe stage. And I would complain to my husband, I would complain to my mother, and my mom would be like, ha ha ha, like everybody goes through menopause, just you wait.
Like, get ready. It's even worse. Yeah.
Like
I
that's
had that. That's what happened to me. And when I hit the full on menopause moment was I would wake up every night at 3
uh-huh,
a.m., like on the dot,
uh-huh,
sweating buckets,
uh-huh.
and would
Yep.
have to just in stride as I'm walking to the bathroom, take off everything and just get in a cold shower. Like that was
Yeah.
my
Like that's
technique.
exactly what we need to be doing at 3 a.m. is showering, right? Like
I
what
know. I know. It's terrible. It's
it's
terrible.
so bad. And I was just like, it just didn't seem logical to me that so many of us are going into menopause. What is it? I think the stat is 6 million women a year enter menopause every day. Or sorry, 6 million a year, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Sure.
I could be
It's
having a
a big
dyslexic
number.
moment, so just give me
No,
some grace. But it's like some ridiculous stat.
yeah, no, I get it.
And
Hmm.
um perimenopause is 7 to 10 years. And there's postpartum. And there's women that are faced with cancer diagnoses that go into surgically or medically induced menopause. A whole litany of drugs can make you sweat at night. There's all these things that are really hormonally disruptive and challenging. And then there's nothing. Like it's one of these things that pajamas to me didn't make sense. Like, for example, pajamas are sold as sets. Why? Are we toddlers? It's like the last bastion of thing that is sold as a set, top and bottom. Like bathing suits aren't even sold as sets anymore, but pajamas, like we are gonna force you into a top and bottom same size. We're gonna tell you the set that you want. You don't get to choose. Why? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's
Right.
the same silhouette that you had seen like in like I Love Lucy, you know, like how like Ricky used to walk around in the like the collars and the buttons, and then Lucy had those like long nightgowns. And like now we've
Yes.
inherited the men's pajama, and it is so constant. It's like this silhouette that won't quit.
Mm,
And it's a beautiful silhouette in some cases, but not if you're a hot, sweaty woman.
right. It just doesn't work right. No, you're so right about that.
Because there's a collar and we are hot. Do you need to trap more heat? There are
Right.
buttons. Why? It's like they come apart. That's just not like it creates friction. There's this like drawstring waistband. Like God forbid you have to go into the middle of the go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and like you're like fussing around with this drawstring waistband that you can't untie. You're about to like pee yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Been there. Been
Right?
there.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how many of
Oh,
us have like almost peed our pants while we're trying to fuss around with the drawstring waistband?
yeah.
And it like hits into that like tender part of our stomachs that it's just like a soft part of our stomach. It doesn't ever look good or feel good. And so one of the things that seemed like a little crazy to me is that we had to design a lot of that stuff away, right?
Wow. So you had to redesign basically from scratch the PJ
Yeah,
or
and I
sleepwear.
it and I think it was helpful to not come from a design background because in some ways I think we really benefit from having a beginner's mind,
I would
right?
agree with that. Yeah. Like what you don't know. And so you think of things that maybe you would not be open to thinking of because it's not done that way already. Yeah.
Right, right. And
Hmm.
so I was like, let's just start fresh. Like, what are the things that we need to design? We need to design airflow. We need to design wide waistbands. We need to design away the collar. We need to put in certain things to prevent the collar from stretching out and falling down your shoulders. Like, here are the things that bother me, right? Like, one of the things that bothered me, and like by a very informal survey of girlfriends, like, if something rides up and like the small of your back comes out, it's really disturbing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like there's something like really cold about that area that like it just feels so uncomfortable. So just like making the silhouettes where that doesn't happen, you know? Um, so that was from a silhouette standpoint. And while we were working on the silhouettes, I started just learning about fabric, just everything that I could possibly get my hands on. I wound up getting connected to the woman that like invented Lycra for DuPont and the former head designer for Spanx. And I signed up for all these virtual fabric fairs during COVID and sourced over 650 different types of fabric. And
Wow. Wow. That's some serious research going on.
it
I
was like
love
a
this.
$10,000 FedEx bill. It
Yeah.
was a lot. It was a lot.
Right. Yeah.
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 Um, and really like narrowed it down pretty quickly that it had to be a natural fiber. Because what is happening for us anyway? We're hormonally taxed. Like the last thing we need is to cover ourselves in plastic.
Right. Yeah.
We're done microwaving our food in plastic, right? Like we've all gotten that memo, I think. And then we want to have like have a good restful night of sleep, but our body's overheating and we're basically microwaving ourselves in plastic,
Oh, I hadn't even thought of it that way. Yeah. Mm. Hmm.
right? And so and then there's also all these like benefits to natural fibers that they're breathable, that they're antimicrobial, and it depends. And so there's a um definitely like a ladder of superiority to natural fibers. Like cotton is the one that we know. Organic cotton is much better than conventional cotton for sustainability and chemical practices. And then there is other cellulosic fibers like bamboo and rayon are made with plants, but they are an open loop system. So there's tons of chemicals that are used to convert them, and they stay within the fiber and they go into the drinking water. Bamboo is a viscose process. So people are like, oh, well, then bamboo, but like bamboo is a rayon viscose. And then there is modal and lyocell, and then there's modal and lyocell that comes from Tencel, specifically from Austria, certified sustainable forests, and that is what we use. And so that
Wow.
is tree-based fibers, eucalyptus, birch, pine, spruce, and beechwood. And we use that is made in a closed loop process. So all the water, all the solvents, everything is recycled. So it's the most sustainable fabric available. And it also happens to be the best for night sweats.
Right. Wow. What a great combination. Because that was actually, I was curious about the sustainability angle of all of that. So it is,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do love what a great synergy of
Yes,
sustainability in terms of production, materials, fabric, and it happens to also, of course, be the best for the body, which is amazing.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
specifically this night sweat problem.
Exactly. Exactly.
Amazing.
So if you think about it, like we all stopped wearing cotton to the gym in the 80s. You know,
Right.
like we know that it's very bad at moisture management. And yet, we've all kind of gotten this like drill of going to the gynecologist and they're like, make sure you wear cotton underwear. And you're like, oh, cotton has this health halo. Cotton is okay, but it's not the best for moisture management. Cotton is a hollow fiber, and so when it gets wet, it collapses and all of the moisture localizes, and that's why you get that like sticky, wet, you know what I mean? You know that
hmm
feeling?
Oh yeah.
So, and it's very bad at evaporating that moisture. Tensile lyocell fibers, on the other hand, they are like a solid, almost like I think a porous sponge kind of. So it is able to lift the moisture away from your body into the fiber, and then it quickly evaporates. It spreads it across its surface, almost like a capillary of skin. It spreads it really, really far. So to dissipate the moisture and then evaporate it very quickly.
Wow.
It's very cool. It acts like a second layer of skin.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Incredible. Huh.
And then when you look at the comparison of polyester, polyester, our workout clothes is all versions of polyester, nylon, polyester, lycra, etc. How that works is that it quickly dries, but it doesn't have any natural air pockets. And so the polyester is not able to absorb that water and evaporate it. It doesn't absorb anything. It just
Mm,
keeps the heat and the moisture on your skin. That's why your workout clothes get really stinky.
right. Right.
And why they always say that's why gynecologists will tell you to wear cotton or something natural fiber underwear, because otherwise that moisture and that bacteria all stays on your skin. That's why you will have like a bacterial infection or whatever. The same thing applies to the larger skin, right? So if you're having a hot flash, like the last thing you want to do is leave all of that bacteria, moisture, wetness on the skin. You want to be able to pull it away. It's naturally antimicrobial, just like the trees it comes from. So if you think of
Mm,
the forest gets wet in the rain, the trees quickly dry, and they're naturally antimicrobial to protect themselves from various parasites, microbes, etc. And all of that comes into the fiber.
wow.
I think
That
it's pretty
is,
cool.
I mean, that is very cool. And thank you for that incredible breakdown because I mean, I wouldn't have known any of that. And that is really helpful for me to understand also like all that goes into like the thought. I'm struck by the thoughtfulness and the detail, the level of detail, all that research you did of getting all these different fabrics, really coming together and like thinking it through, like literally the whole chain, if you will.
Mhm.
As someone who
Mhm.
used to be in supply chain, that's still part of how I think,
Yeah.
in terms of the whole loop, the whole chain, and also, all the parts in between, all the little elements in between, and how that then works out. That's
Yeah,
amazing. That's
it
amazing.
is. And I think what's also amazing just about the garment industry is that every piece of clothes that we wear, and the more luxury, the more this multiplies. But 50 people will touch every single piece of clothes you wear. That's a lot of people,
Right.
right?
Right. Yeah.
From who's sourcing the raw material to who's making the yarn to who's making the fiber to who's packaging it to who's dyeing it, QAing it, transferring it, sewing it. Like there's so many people involved in the supply chain, and the more premium the product, the more people that are involved.
Right, right. So how does that work for you? Like once you found the material, the fabric specifically, then
Mhm.
how did you take that and all these ideas about how to design it? How does that then transfer over into production? I mean, that's a whole other, I mean, geez. Because I mean,
Honestly, it's like I almost blacked out.
yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, I used to work in manufacturing different kind of products altogether, but yeah, that's a whole thing on and of itself.
Well, so
So
like by working in manufacturing, it's amazing that we have any products at all.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the amount of things that go wrong
Oh
in
yeah.
manufacturing and supply chain, it's a little nuts, right?
Yeah, it
So,
was one of my favorite things about my job was that no 2 days were the same because it
right.
was you were like I'm walking in and who knows what happened today and we're gonna have to work it out,
Yeah.
But so yeah, so how did that work for you? Well, you said you almost blacked out. Just just trying to work it.
So
But how did the production piece come into it?
yeah, so once I found the fabric, I realized like natural fibers, and then I knew I wanted it from Portugal because Portugal is the best at these cellulosic fibers that I wanted to use. They're very hard to work with. They're very delicate because they're natural and because they're not like a polymer. You can make it like so even and constant, and the quality control is much easier. So you'll see a lot of pajama brands like throw in a bunch of polyester even as a blend. So you'll see like somebody will use like 20% lyocell or 30% lyocell, and they'll be like benefits lyocell, but then 30% of it is still polyester or 70%, whatever. It's like, and they're doing it to cheapen it and to make it more consistent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so uh few people know how to do it and do it really well. And so I knew it was going to come from Portugal. I found a small factory in Mexico that was happy to work with me on order minimums, family run factory, really sweet. I went down and visited them a lot. And so we would buy the fabric, put it on container ships and bolts, ship it down to Mexico. And
Wow.
I would go down to Mexico, we would do fittings and just make sure everything was right. And then they were the manufacturer, and then I had the USMCA agreement where I could import everything duty free from Mexico. So I paid a duty on my fabric, but then I didn't have to pay a duty on the finished product. Um,
Right, right.
we have since shifted everything to Portugal. As the craziness started coming up with the tariffs, I wanted to just have everything in Portugal. Um, it not just tariffs, but like all of the uncertainty around Mexico. And I think, one of the things that some of the advice that I was given early on was your job as an operator is to maximize certainty.
Oh,
Every single time you can get rid of something that is an unknown risk, it will help you have a more stable business. And it just became like a glaring known risk, unfortunately, with
right. Well,
Mexico.
because I mean, yeah, I mean, and that's also a big shift, I would imagine, for you that you went from, being in institutional finance, which is a whole other universe of things
Yeah.
to now being an operator
Yeah.
and thinking about risk and all and stability in a whole other kind of way, but in
Yes.
a very like really hands-on nuts and
Yes.
bolts. It's a very different headspace.
Very, very, very
What was
different
that? What was
headspace.
yeah, what was that transition like? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, it was so hard. I mean, it was very, very hard. A lot of things would stress me out then that don't stress me out anymore. Like I think, with your supply chain background, like there's so many things out of your control. You can absolutely not plan when things are gonna happen or how they're gonna arrive. And everything is creative problem solving. You know,
Right.
everybody's trying to do the best they can. And the most important thing that I found is to make extremely good relationships with your partners, to visit them in person, to know them as people. And that part of the business I love.
Mm,
It's one of the things that I didn't know anything about, and I think it's maybe like my favorite part of the business now is this like is the back end, everything that it takes to bring the product to the customer.
right, right. Wow, that's amazing. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I mean, it is a real journey in letting go of like control or the desire to want to try to control, even though intellectually you know you can't, but you
You know
still
you
like
can't.
internally you're like, but I gotta, and it's like, just let it go. Let it
You just have
go.
to ride it. And there's things that go wrong all day long. All day. I mean, like I could go on and on and on. It's like one thing with DHL and one thing with this and one thing with that. Like
Right,
nonstop. And you can't control it. You can only control what you can control, and that's life, right? Like,
right, right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you moved everything to Portugal to create
yes.
more stability and maximize certainty
Yes,
and
yes,
keep
and
things
we have
still.
an amazing manufacturer there now, a cut and sew manufacturer, female-run factory.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Really?
mhm.
Oh, yeah, that was the
And
other. Yeah, uh-huh. Go ahead.
yeah, and it's like a small female-run factory. There are 20 seamstresses. What I love is like a lot of people don't know this, and I didn't know this until I went and visited, but like European regulations and Portuguese regulations for the textile industry are really strong. And so these are women with families. They're supporting their family with sewing. They're not children sewing, like there are very specific time limits to how long they can sit at their sewing machines. I think it's like every 20 minutes, there's like a bell that goes off, and they literally have to get up and walk away from their sewing machine for 10 minutes and take a break and rest their eyes before they go back and do more. And I think it's like, when you really think about like the sustainability, not even just the sustainability of the fiber, but the sustainability of like the human that is bringing this garment to you, there's a lot of like care and love in it, and it's
Wow.
very cool.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna be ordering like a bajillion sets of PJs because I'm like, I don't think I did not know that I mean, I obviously I knew it was a woman-owned business, but I did not realize that your manufacturing is also being done in a women-owned, operated,
Yeah,
and staffed factory. That's
yeah,
incredible. That's
yeah.
beautiful.
It's really, really beautiful. Yeah, and they do a lot of great work for very, very luxury high-end brands that we all
Hmm.
know and love.
Wow, amazing. Ah, I love
Yeah.
this. What was so once you so how long has the company been up and running? Like, through all of this. I mean, I know you started in COVID, or at least
Yes.
the beginnings of this began then, but
Yeah,
what
the
was
R&D part began during COVID.
right?
So the company launched for sale, like items for sale on the website, November 1st of 2022.
Wow.
And we had like it was really a soft launch, but we did like $30,000 in the first couple of months. It was amazing. And
Wow.
then and then life happened.
Right.
um, I
Right.
got pregnant with my second child after like 4 years of crazy infertility. 2.5 weeks later, my mom got diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer.
Oh no.
It became
Oh,
her medical proxy. I took her to every appointment. I coordinated her medical care, called every insurance claim in. And so I was pregnant, taking care of my mom. She
wow,
did wear,
that's the epitome of sandwich generation.
oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I know
Hmm.
I'm not like unique in this, but a
Hmm.
lot of us have gone through these types of hardships, but it was a lot all at once.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have the mental capacity for the business. Like I had to let go of all of my consultants. I had all of my inventory, so I kind of just let it run, like we packed orders as they came in, but we didn't do much in the way of marketing. Um, One of the things that I was doing was I was sending out like gifts, to various doctors on the internet that were talking about women's health and this like very nascent at the time conversation about perimenopause, which is now everywhere,
I
but
know.
it wasn't 3 years
No,
ago at
well, it's
all.
interesting because I had a hysterectomy in 2016. So I
Uh-huh.
was, definitely like already like in high full, not a full hysterectomy, but more or less. And so I was like in perimenopause since
Yeah.
then, right, almost immediately. And then it was really like 2020, 21 where menopause just kicked into full. I was like, okay, that's it. It's
Uh-huh.
happening. And I
Uh-huh.
remember at the time, like still feeling very alone in terms of not my friend group. Like I have women in my life who are older than me who sort of forged ahead and I got great information from them, but it was still very anecdotal in that
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
crowdsourced from people I happen to know who happened to be willing to talk about it because that was
Yeah.
not a given. But I really didn't see much about it out in the world even then. Like, and I would talk to my dental hygienist about it when she talked about a hot flash. I was like, oh, menopause, So I
Those,
took it upon myself to be a little bit of a menopause like advocate ambassador in my just life during this was
yeah.
in 2021. But I'm struck by how much since then it
Oh, thank
has
God.
exploded. Yeah, thank God. But wow, what a difference 5 years makes.
Yeah. It really does. It really, really does. I mean, like even when I first started, um, and like my first customers, that are still my customers today, but some of them would come back and like on my hang tags, um, like here's the hang tag, and it says until tomorrow. Domani means until tomorrow in Italian, and it says designed to put your hormonal shifts back to sleep.
Ooh.
And my customers would be like, I don't want my pajamas to talk about hormonal shifts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people
Interesting, but
weren't
not
ready.
now. Now, yeah. Hmm.
And I was like, I'm gonna keep going with it. Thanks for the feedback.
Thank you, but I'm going to keep it anyway. No, I love that. Yeah, it's funny because I remember being at a dinner and using the word menopause in a mixed room and everybody going like in 2021 like I had said something I don't know really horrible and I'm like what is the big deal? Like it's just
Yeah,
menopause. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't think I fully understood. But it was like, oh, and now I'm so grateful to see all of this very much in the open. So, yeah, it's a
that's right.
relief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. And
Hmm.
thank goodness. I mean, we all deserve to have open conversations about this, and I think it makes it feel less lonely, and it makes it feel less crazy
Right.
because especially if you're like a type A woman, like, like us, it's
Yep.
like you are like ready and willing to like go through all of the things, right? And especially when you have so much on your plate, right? Like whether you could be pregnant and going through perimenopause, like those things can be true together. And you're like, whatever, I'm just tired because I'm working a lot, or I'm taking care of my mom, or I'm taking care of my kids, and whatever. And it's like, actually, you are tired because of those things, but you're also tired because of these things, because of your
Right.
hormones. And you don't have to feel so crummy, like
Right.
you really
Right.
can, without too much risk, feel much better.
Yeah. And I love that, all the way down to like what you sleep in. I mean,
Yeah.
And that thing of like I deserve to sleep well and have something that fits me right, that serves
Exactly.
me, is
Exactly.
helping me. Yeah.
Supports, right? It
Right.
supports you.
Right.
And we don't think of our pajamas as supportive. Like we can think of a lot of people think about their pajamas as like as a whatever, like an afterthought, like let's, sorority t-shirt, husband's boxer shorts,
Right.
or as like, oh, this is just cute. Like nobody thinks about like the functionality of what you're wearing to bed and can it support your sleep? And sleep is so hard, especially as you get older. You get woken up by your kids, by your phone, by your partner, by your bladder, whatever.
Right.
And that's why I called the company a Domani, because it's like this like very romantic way of saying until tomorrow, and that's how we want to sleep. We want to sleep until tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Is there Italian in your background, family?
No,
Just, but you
no,
just,
my
yeah.
background is I'm from Russia, but I've always loved Italy. I've always loved going there, and I've always loved Romance languages. It just felt like a dreamy
Right.
to me.
Right. Yeah. No, I have one of my super besties is Italian. And so
Yeah,
I was like, oh, Adomani. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Just
I'm right
feels
there
nice to
with you.
say, right?
So how
So
did you shift? Oh, sorry. I didn't want to cut you off, but I was curious about your shift out from that sort of pause button. So you hit the pause button
yeah.
to take care of life happening, your mom, to care for her, and
Mhm.
your newborn now, or
Yeah,
pregnancy, during pregnancy, and
yeah,
a
exactly.
young one already here with you. So I mean, there
Yeah,
was a lot going on. So
yeah,
I appreciate I gotta hit the pause button on this other
yeah,
thing over here. Like it's just
yeah.
I can't do all the things well.
It wasn't even necessarily like a conscious thing. Like I just couldn't do it. Like I just couldn't do it. And priorities are priorities. And like it was my
Right.
mom's life, right? So, I lost her 6 months after she got diagnosed. It was fast. And then 8 weeks later, my son was born. And so I had like the greatest grief and a newborn and all the things. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. The I don't want to say good thing. It's like I always have a hard time describing this. Like the gift of having had launched the company before my mom got sick was that the only thing my mom wanted to wear while she was in treatment, day and night, was out of money. It was the
Wow.
only thing that felt good on her skin
Mm,
because
that's beautiful.
it was like, wow, it's like this small contribution of comfort. And her skin was so sensitized throughout from treatment. And she ended up wearing it in hospice. She died in the garments and she didn't have any bed sores where the fabric touched her.
Wow.
Her skin stayed intact.
Wow. That's really amazing.
It was. It really, really was. And this is not like a medical study, it's anecdotal. The fabric is actually knit to be compatible with your skin cells. That's like the beauty of tensile lyocell fibers. But um, I didn't even see it. Like I didn't really comprehend that until I saw that in practice,
Mm,
you know?
wow.
Um, so as I was saying, I was sending out, like I was able sending out some samples and a year goes by. So in January of 24, shortly after my mom died, I had sent out a sample to a doctor, Dr. Jessica Shepard, who's lovely. And January of 25, Dr. Jessica Shepard reaches out to me and says, look where I got you printed, and it's Oprah Daily.
Oh, wow.
Top 50 menopause
Oh,
products.
oh, amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Amazing. And then a couple weeks later, I was invited to be on CBS mornings. I had 4 minutes, just me, with Gail King and Nate Burleson and Vlad Douthiers, like just a feature on Atamani. And we sold
Wow.
we sold out of our stock. And then we had to go through the supply chain challenges and trudging of like refilling that merchandise. And I mean, we ended with an amazing 2025, and which is really where I consider to be like our first year of business. Right.
Right.
Because we started and then we like had to push back, but 2025 is where we really took off. And the thing that I, as I'm reviewing data, like, doing like the year-end audit of things, like there are certain numbers that I'm just completely blown away by myself. Like we have a sub 10% product return rate. When people buy
Wow.
it, no one returns it. And like if apparel returns, apparel between 30 and 40% is very normal for
Hmm.
apparel brands. People will buy and they will return. Um,
Right. I'm one of those people.
We all are. We all are. I mean,
Yeah.
apparel just is known to have a super high return rate. And
Mm.
our brand is sub 10%. We have a
Mm.
40% customer loyalty. So, like, 40% of our customers that have bought once have come back and bought again. So that's super high. So we've really like started to develop some loyal customers, and the brand has really, we've done very little paid advertising. The brand has really grown on
Mm.
mouth and gifting and people just telling their friends about it and like becoming evangelists for the brand. Um,
Right.
and now I'm like really working as, trying to like make that more of an amplifier, but that's really what it's been. And it's really great because I get like, I would say every couple of weeks I get a handwritten note from a customer out of the blue just being like, thank you for making this product. And like that to me is just like mind blowing, like for somebody to like sit down and write me a handwritten note, um to just like, you know say thank you for like either good customer service or good product or something. It's very, very cool.
Wow, that feels incredibly personal, like
Yeah.
in the best sense of it. Like it's they're having a personal experience with the product and want to do like a hand, because there's something very different about a handwritten note
Yeah.
versus an
Yeah.
email or a text or a review on the website. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very like, I want to take the time to sit down and write you a note.
Yeah.
That's
It
amazing.
really blows my mind. It really does.
Yeah. Well, and I also heard in there just, just this like I just felt when you were talking about the pause to take care of life and the priorities, you're taking care of your mom and obviously pregnant and all of that, like really like, what, this is what's important to me. But I just also heard in that like, you're like, and it wasn't like you had to think about it. You just did that. And it's I just hear in that, like, yeah, and in doing that, like, it simplified everything else. And it's like one thing. It just takes that one thing. Like I hear it as encouragement or like keep going, girl kind of vibes in terms of like you don't know what that one thing that just could pop
Yeah.
and put you in a in Oprah Daily or on
Yeah.
CBS Morning News,
Yeah.
like you don't know what that might be, and you can't really like make that happen. Kind of like you can't control
Right.
supply chain, you
Right.
can't really control all of that, but you can just do the next right thing that's in front of you, and what even when that means putting everything on hold.
You're completely right, Hella. I mean, there's an element of there's an element of work, but there's a huge element of luck.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like in Hollywood, they have a saying, an overnight success after 10 years.
Right. Right. Yeah. But
Like
it
10
just
years
feels,
of banging your
yeah,
head until
right.
somebody notices.
Right. Well, I just feel that like there's almost this like, in my sort of quantum physics adjacent spiritual concepts. It's just I feel
Yeah.
this thing like you were putting your energy into the places that were most important in that moment, and everything else just kind of took care of itself around you when the time was
Mhm.
right. Is how it
Mhm.
just resonated for me. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, right. Like, don't worry. I've been going through this recently. Like, don't worry about making such and such outcome happen because it never really works quite like that. Like, there's work to be done and
Yeah.
all of that. But at the end of the day, like, it'll come together when it's time.
And it'll
Yeah.
probably come together better,
Right. Right. Yeah.
right? Like there's like when I was booked for CBS, people are like, your mom did that. And I'm like, you know what she did? She
Yeah.
did. She's very busy up there.
Right. She's very active. Yeah.
She was busy
Oh,
here and she's very busy up there. So
right. Right. Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't say that earlier. I'm really sorry about your loss. I've been there. So
yeah,
that's really a tough one.
it really is. It
Hmm.
really is. It's nothing you can prepare for.
Right. Yeah. No, agreed. Agreed. So what kind of plans do you have for the future of or the next steps you want to take with Adumani?
Ah, so much. Right now we're really we launched a brand new collection. So we have two lines. We have our signature line, which is like a I'm gonna just show it to you. Just easier.
Yeah.
So this is like our signature collection t-shirt, and you can see that it has this like very like luxurious like drape. I almost call it like a rich night cream. It's still very
Mm.
cold to the touch, and it still evaporates all the moisture and the sweat and everything, but it just has a very it has a heavier feel. The heaviness does not correspond to the effectiveness with these fibers. They're very counterintuitive.
Mm.
And then this, for example, is a t-shirt on our golden hour collection, and it's extremely light. It's an extremely, extremely high gauge mercerized micromodal. So
Mm.
sheen, and the gauge allows us to use a very fine yarn and knit very closely. So like a very high density, but like light as air. And then we apply mercerization to it, which is more common in cotton, very hard to do in lyocell. And that's basically like plumping the fiber from the inside. I always call it like Juvederm for
Wow.
fabric.
I love
And
it.
isn't it cool? And then it prevents it from pilling. And like that is, when you think of luxury, like that is what luxury is. It's getting you the best fabric, making sure it's durable, making sure it doesn't pill, making sure the benefits stay in, removing the chemicals. Like that's where the luxury element fits in. So I'm very, very excited about this golden hour collection. It's selling really well. Um, and just, continuing to sell that and expanding the colors in the signature collection as well. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I
So
love
we're
this.
just focused on just sleepwear for now, and then eventually, hopefully we'll,
Yeah, I
I
was
think
gonna say workout clothes, just
a
saying.
lot. Yes, yes. So I have a lot of like wholesale partners that are asking for activewear, like
Hmm.
this type of fabrics for the activewear part of the shelf, and sleep bras and underwear
Oh
um,
yeah.
is a huge request, and robes. So
Oh,
there's
robes.
lots to do.
I know you're gonna be busy, lady. You're gonna be busy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
I love this. I love this. Oh, this has been such a delight.
Oh, thank you so much. This is such a pleasure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so adomanisleep.com, right,
Yep.
is the
That's
website.
right. And
Is
follow
that
us on Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, all at Automani Sleep,
okay?
automanisleep.com on the website. Yeah, that's where you can find us. And
Awesome.
Canyon Ranch, if you're at Canyon Ranch, we're in all of their boutiques.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice. That's a great place. Oh, wow. Perfect.
they've been
That's another
amazing.
great synergy. I love
Yes,
that. I
yes,
love that.
yeah.
Aw. So, and I just wanted to say, like, to your point, like, this is not just for ladies in menopause. This is like for anyone who has heat when they sleep. And
He-
whether
And
it's because of illness or just, I mean, for years, even way before menopause, I was like a sleeping radiator. I mean, I was always a
warm
hot,
sleeper.
yeah,
Yeah.
always a hot
And then
sleeper.
also
Mhm.
anybody that's really like into skincare. You
Right.
know, if you're spending all this money on your skincare at night, your skin is the largest organ, and so you can support your skin with things that are going to be like nourishing to the skin and protect your skin while you sleep because your skin is turning over all over your body, not just on your face.
Right. Right.
They're just like really like wonderful for the skin. So,
Right. Yeah. So I just wanted to underscore that. Like, this is not just for the menopausal, perimenopausal years. This could be any time for any
anytime.
reason. It'll be
Yeah.
good for your skin. Yeah. I love that. I
And
love that.
they're like a multi-purpose garments, right? Like you can wear I'm wearing one of our t-shirts, you know, like under a
I
blazer.
love that.
You can wear it under a blazer, you can wear your dresses out, you can wear your pants out, you know, like everything is kind of like a day and night um attire, and it's a great thing to pack in your suitcase. It doesn't weigh anything, it feels great, it doesn't
Okay,
stink.
well, I love all that. So, and I'm back and forth between here and New York a lot. So, I'm always like packing up. So, I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna make a note to
Yes,
get some more because, yeah, it'll be a great thing. I can just transport back and forth and run around in, go to bed in, whatever.
exactly.
So,
Yeah. Multi-purpose. We always like
that's
try
right.
to do more with less, right?
I know. How can I
I do.
multitask my clothes? Exactly. Everything in life. Yeah. So.
Everything.
Well, thank you again. It was really
Thank
wonderful
you.
to visit with you and to hear more about Adumani and your story. So thank you so much,
Thank you so
Katya. I
much. Thank you so
appreciate
much
it.
for your time. Appreciate
You
it.
got it. All righty. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Stories That Sparkle podcast, a space I created for women to share in their own voices the intricacies of their stories about all the things. And I'm so grateful to Katya. Thank you again to her for joining me. And yeah, like I said, stick around after all the outro stuff finishes up and watch the video of us hanging out in her studio slash home slash hub, the Rack of Joy, all the things. So yes, stick around for that. And like I said, please consider, if you will, becoming a subscriber to my Substack, hellarader.substack.com. You can check out all the things on my website, hellarader.com. Please join me as I continue to record women's stories, amplify their voices, and celebrate their choices. So, yeah, woohoo! All right, y'all. It's been real, and I love y'all, and I'll see you back around next time in a couple of weeks. Yay! I'm Hella Rader. With a good sense of humor, an open heart, and an open mind, I love to explore the very human complexities in others and in myself. That's why I created a space for women you have never heard of and could easily pass on the street to share in their own voices the intricacies of starting over in life, building community, inhabiting their bodies, and more. Welcome to our Disco Ball, the stories that sparkle. It's doing it.
Is it doing it? Is it recording?
It's recording. This is a miracle. Y'all, this is a day in the life of creative on the go,
Entrepreneurship,
new equipment,
just
trying it for
figuring out problems.
figuring out.
Day.
We just did problem solving together.
That's right.
So here I am with Katya Eckert in real life. Thank
IRL.
God, because
We're
she
here.
has just talked me off several ledges.
So happy.
So, y'all, I got here. I was all discombobulated. Then we had technical issues, more discombobulation. However, we are sitting in front of the Rack of Joy.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. So this is the hub of Adumani Sleep.
Yes.
Katya Eckert.
Yes.
I got that right this time. Oh my gosh. I've had too many names in my head.
I hear you.
And yeah, I'm really grateful that we get to do this in
too.
person because
Yes.
we had a whole conversation for the podcast, which is coming out today.
I'm so excited. I cannot. I can't believe it's coming out today. I didn't even know that.
I know.
Love that.
Yes.
So exciting.
Yeah, so in time for not only Mother's Day purchasing, but also at the same day as Earth Day,
Yes.
which I did not even fully comprehend
Yes.
until it occurred to me. And I'm like, that is so perfect because
perfect.
we nerd out about fabrics and sustainability and the circular economy and supply chains.
We go deep. I hope if you like really like to go deep and like nerd out on stuff, like this is the episode.
Yeah, this is the one for you. You don't want to miss it. And so I'm just really grateful that you welcomed
grateful.
me into your home and workspace.
So exciting.
Which are both, I did meet also the global head of logistics and order fulfillment earlier. He's been promoted.
He promotes himself weekly.
Yes.
My husband, while he's building his clean energy infrastructure private equity fund, moonlights as somebody that helps me pack my orders.
I love it.
And organize my stocks.
Yes, it's a total family affair, y'all. It's how we do it as entrepreneurs.
Right.
Yeah, it takes a village and a family and partnerships and of all kinds.
Of all kinds. Yes.
So really grateful to be here. And I really wanted to specifically, there's 2 items on the rack of joy that I really want to highlight.
Yes.
Okay, one is this gorgeousness.
That's our day-night dress.
This is the day-night dress.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And whether or not this translates to y'all online, this color is
how beautiful.
perfect.
Like, hold it up to your skin.
Oh my god.
Doesn't it make...
Oh my god.
Would you ever think that this color would make you pop?
No. I love it.
I know.
Okay, so this is a winner. What's this? Which line of
this is the signature collection.
Okay.
This is our micro tensile lyocell.
Okay.
So, and it's an interlock knit. You want to go there?
Sure.
It's just a very complicated way of knitting lyocell. It's very, very hard to knit lyocell fabrics. They are natural fibers. They have their own behavior. Tree fiber. All of the different personalities of the tree are there to protect you and help you and soothe you, but also very, very hard to knit. So we have the most amazing people that we work with in Portugal to knit this beautiful fabric and then to make the garments.
Right. So if you want to hear more about how this journey began and how this came into being, you're going to have to listen to the full episode of the podcast because we get into all of that.
Yes.
So, so this is in the signature collection.
Yes.
And what's this particular item called?
This is the day-night dress.
The day-night dress.
And when I was on CBS with Gayle King, this sold out.
Oh, I bet. I can see why. Okay. Yeah, this is gorgeous, y'all. And it feels amazing.
Right.
Like I'm just cooling off.
Right?
Holding it in my hand. Yeah.
I know. And it's not because it's cold in here.
No.
I can tell you with full certainty it's not cold in here.
No. Katya lovingly offered to open a window for me because she could tell I was getting a little heated.
A little schwitzy. We're all schwitzy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay, and then this is the sexy number that I want to highlight. Because...
this is the whisper crisscross that we call.
Ooh.
The whisper crisscross. I call this like having your own like little personal AC. It has like this little drapey back.
It's so gorgeous.
So it's
nice. This is like, as a lady in full-on menopause, post-menopause, something, and feeling very self-conscious about my midsection, this
so flattering.
Looks really, like, amazing because I'm like, oh, I could feel good in this.
Yes.
Because so much of it is not feeling good in your own body.
So, and that's such an unlock. That is an unspoken about unlock.
Yeah.
That people are like, yes, of course. Like, we've gotten the message, like, let's get dressed up for the day. Like, let's motivate ourselves into feeling good to get dressed up for work. You have to motivate yourself to go to sleep, to get rest. Like, that's also part of your ritual is, like, putting on something that feels really good on the skin and that you feel beautiful in.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Yeah. And also, like, what's great is, like, you can lounge in this and feel sexy.
I have customers that have told me that they've worn this, like, out to clubs in LA.
Oh, my God. I love it. I love it. Okay, yeah. So you can go clubbing in this or sleep in it or lounge in it. Either way, you're going to look very sexy, and you're going to have a built-in AC unit.
Truly.
Here in the back.
And it's beautiful.
All right. I love this.
So that's our whisper crisscross.
Excellent. And then this is, this is the one I have.
Yes.
Which I
the
just
long
adore.
black maxi.
Yeah,
this
the
is
long...
our golden hour collection.
It's amazing.
isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's addictive.
Yeah, no, I can just like walk around in this for days. I'm like, I probably should
And hell,
wash
like,
it at some
but
point.
it doesn't smell. Well,
No, it
that's
doesn't.
literally what I was going to say. Like,
Yeah.
it looks brand new every
Yes.
single day that you put it on. Like,
Yeah.
you could get days out of this dress. So
Yeah.
if you are like a carry-on packer,
Yes.
just pack the dress. Like,
Yeah.
you might not even need to pack anything else.
No, just wear this wherever you go at all times. 100% agree.
Totally.
Wow. Yeah, no, this is the one I have, and it's my favorite. I mean, of course, but it's delightful. So yeah. I'm really
Big
like
exhale.
inspired by you.
Oh, thank you. I'm inspired by you.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was a real breath of fresh air to be able to roll in at whatever o'clock this morning and just be like, I'm a hot mess. I'm
we take it
feeling
all
all
in.
the feels, and you were like, it's all good. Let's go for a walk.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
We had a
Like,
reset.
I know we did. And then we did troubleshooting. I mean, it's just been a delight.
Complete.
So my one question is, what is it like to operate a business out of your home like this and wear all the hats?
It's hard. I know that you will completely understand this on like a cellular level, but ideas are a dime a dozen and execution is really hard.
Yes.
It's really hard, and it takes a level of focus and attention, and also following the market and following what you need to do that can take that attention away maybe into the right space. So knowing where and when to follow that when you are on your own in your house where everything is happening is very, very difficult.
Right.
And I think to that end, when we were talking about earlier, it's really, really important to surround yourself with other creatives such as yourself, other entrepreneurs, joining different organizations and creating the community of people that you can celebrate wins with and ask questions of and hold yourself accountable to.
Right. Yeah, and I think that asking questions and just being willing to say, I'm struggling or I'm having a hard day and I don't know what to do, because suddenly, I mean, we went for a walk around and then I've left now with 3 ideas of things I can do to like move forward in this thing that was difficult for me just this morning. So being willing to just say, I'm having not pretending like I have it all together.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And I think the beauty of just like female entrepreneurs in general, I actually don't know. Maybe I'll ask my husband like what he thinks. Like, I think women are just like very community minded, and we've all been there, and we want to lift each other up.
Right.
So like, I've been stuck so many times, and I've had to call like friends of mine that are entrepreneurs, and they're like, let's get you unstuck. Let's shift this energy. Like, let's keep it going, because you don't want to stay there forever.
Right. Yeah. Because that stuck can like suddenly become a going down, can be a I quit altogether.
Yeah, and we're
Very
not
quickly.
doing that.
We're not doing that. We are not doing that. But yeah, so
That's not an option.
No. So yeah, because starting over is not, it sounds fun on the one hand and scary, and also it's the day-to-day of it that can like, really get heavy.
I will say that for me, entrepreneurship is the starting over is a daily thing.
Ooh, I like that.
I think about it as a daily thing. Every day you start again, and every day you have to recommit yourself and start again. And I think that you have to set up systems in place to keep the momentum going. And like, momentum with startup life is like 99% of it. I think honestly, it's like so important to have momentum, but you have to recommit and start again every day.
Right. Yeah, no, it's so true. Yeah, and then just
take a moment
and then just breathe through the like glitches that will happen and the troubleshooting.
The
like
microphone,
I was
dial
like,
it back.
I give up. I pack in and think. Really, like this was like so meaningful, like because you were like, no, I'm gonna hop on the computer and like we're gonna do a quick check,
and
of,
we
like,
did it,
and then we figured it out,
and it was faster than you ever thought, and
I
then
know.
we got it done.
We got it done, and we made it work. Oh, I love it.
I'm so there.
Oh,
It's wonderful. Well, thank you so much again
Oh my
for
gosh,
joining
thank
me.
you. You have to listen to the podcast episode.
Yes, it's
Get in the
delightful.
weeds.
Yes, get in the weeds with us. Get inspired to start your own thing, whatever that may be. Even if
Whatever
it's
it
just a
is.
sidebar, like hobby situation.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a full-on business, but go do the thing. Like,
Go do the thing.
feel inspired to do the thing.
It's magical.
It is
It's magical
magical
to start the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can make internet friends
That's right.
that you meet in real life.
I know. It's that was the best part. I'm like, this is my favorite thing is that I get to be with people where they are and meet them where they are. It's wonderful. So
love it.
thank you for
so
being
much
willing.
for coming.
Absolutely. Yay! Thank you.
We did it.
We did it. Oh my God! It did record the.